Shubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Unong yalam kalyang persya hapo yung dorbar thawan kejela u Dr. Mukul sangma ulaong baka Sorkar kadang yailen magadon ktiban Shai iki kamti Dewïong bean ha kejela da gajing Donktilang bat kitrai kiba penyat ya kene gajingti Dewïong bean ulaong babat la ka Sorkar ka yailen bakadang don gajingti Dewïong bean ha kejela hendai kadang yai Shai pat ban le ikini kam bean bat haba kadang ailat yukum kini kam bean bakan beteng kum ta Nongpynïaid yakini kam bean ru kidang sngoslur banti bean yu Dewïong ulaong ba kajingja kini gisngi baladab kabawan ra kajingdu ki mensim brio na kajing bethei kapa Dewïong bean ha thangsko kapau Shai ba kade ka sakhi ba kajingti Dewïong bean kajingbu iki Dewïong ba kajingket jingba yiki Dewïong ba bean kadang yai beteng ha kajila man kasnam kani kade kajingnang pinkiu yiki kajingti Dewïong bean ha kajila kaba Mynta kalawanja kum kani kajingja kaba sngosi kabalong kasakhi yagito kijingbom tikna bakadang don kajingti Dewïong bean kajila habakran shikilat pathai kubor u Dr. Mukul ulapan pau kajing snopang bensiam banyu i bahkan kindat sngi kibabun kinong bala kila due yala kajingim na kajing bethei hakde kapa Dewïong bean minsngat thangsko bat ula shimru kakabu ban pha ka kubor snolam shikito kibla due ya kajingim namar kate kajingja bethei dynamite hakade kapa Dewïong shu laong baka Sorkar kalade kapor bakan penkut no yakani namar baka dega Sorkar kaban shim jingkit khle halor kani dak babandra baka jingpen kanria USP ka East Giant Hills kamdon jingarap am
in the recent months, but for over a decade. And also we have to recall the instances where various civil society organizations, political parties, including the parties who have members elected in the August House, including the opposition, have raised instances of alleged illegalities in as far as the alleged illegal coal mining and its illegal transportation and illegal sale is concerned. Now, you also have on record certain instances where certain instance of alleged illegal coal mining and its storage were flagged before the government, brought to the notice of the authorities concerned in the right earnest to draw the attention of the concerned government and also see that they take cognizance of these illegalities and act on as per the provision of the law of the land, which would have created the overall deterrence. You know, the fear of Moses, the sense of fear for the law is crucial to prevent any illegality in as far as any illegal activity by any potential perpetrator is concerned. Therefore, in this modern world, in our given system of democracy, the fear for law takes place when the existing laws, which have enough teeth, are enforced in the right earnest. In absence of that, it only can be interpreted that means by seeing what is visible and by denying what is happening in respect of illegality, which the government otherwise is responsible to take cognizance of as per the law of the land, then it amounts to the predetermined strategy to adopt a modus operandi whereby indulging in denial mode, you allow the illegality to continue. And when such illegalities are allowed to continue in perpetuity, the perpetrators of these illegal activities get more emboldened. And today, what we saw in the recent days, in the preceding months, is a complete reflection, rather an evidence, which can be considered as an, proof beyond any reasonable doubt that the illegality in respect of illegal coal mining, illegal storage of illegally extracted coal, and illegal transportation of such illegally extracted coal and their modus operandi of selling it illegally has only grown in scales over the years. The scale of this illegality is reflected by the recent incident. It is nothing, but as I have said, it is a proof that the scale of this illegality has been allowed to grow to such an extent that today you have such an unfortunate incident which proves beyond reasonable doubt that illegality of this nature has reached this scale where you have such a huge, I must say, an incident where you have such a loss of precious lives of too many people. You don't even know actually how many people have lost their lives. Because the kind of situation that resulted in the death, that tragic accident, your mine tragedy, the so-called dynamite blast resulting in this mine tragedy, we are painful to see that this illegality has led to the loss of many precious lives. I take this opportunity to condole the death of those precious lives and pray for the members of the bereaved family that at this difficult time when they have such a irreparable loss inflicting upon the family, God provides them solace and fortitude. But at the same time, this is only a fallout of the illegality which was allowed to go on by the authorities in concern. On a number of occasions, I have made it abundantly clear that an illegality of this scale, which is visible to every common man, cannot take place unless there is a complicity between the authorities and the perpetrators of this illegal act. That's the reason why I felt it necessary that time has come to urge upon the government that to say enough is enough. Enough is enough. And take the bull by a horn and show that you have the sincere and committed intent to really stop these illegalities, protect the interests of the people, protect the interests of the state. The government of the day has, in fact, allowed this modus operandi to continue. I have always referred this to, a well-scripted modus operandi. And this modus operandi, well-scripted, predictable. It is predictable. It is nothing that is unpredictable. The modus operandi, the way things are happening, the way the illegal extraction is taking place, the way the illegal storage is taking place, the way illegal transportation is taking place, the way the roads are being destroyed by the overloaded trucks who are carrying this illegally extracted coal to the designated market, and the whole illegal cell across the state. How is it not visible to anybody? It is visible for anybody. Then again, the instances of ED raids, which again discloses that there has been such a modus operandi where illegal activity was connected with illegal collection of money. It has been very prominently carried by the media, both print and electronic media. I love the state. I love the people. Having seen what is going on, it is time that we must put an end to this. Unless he does it on his own, then the people will have to come and ask for his resignation. It is not enough for only the elected leaders to say that, okay, because of this, you must take moral responsibility. Moral responsibility in terms of any such kind of fallout which is a result of mismanagement, complete pathetic failure of administration and governance. Is it not connected to now you will end up transferring one SP? How does it help? How does it help? Was the SP there from before? Because this illegality has not been happening to reach to this scale. the scale of illegality itself is a proof beyond reasonable doubt that there is definitely complicity between the authorities and the perpetrators of this illegality.
Will they be bringing
Therefore, how will you stop it? You have to ensure that the people come out and then say that, okay, enough is enough. It is necessary.
will they be bringing a no confidence motion now? Session is there.
See, there are many provisions of rules of procedure and conduct of business. One is to discuss on the adjournment motion. To bring a discussion through adjournment motion, it will not happen. We will have to have the number as well. Have the people given us mandate? They gave us, but then many have left, already gone there. So they know that in order to ensure that their scripted modus operandi can be continued, they have to remain in power. Come what may. Whether by, somehow getting MLAs to leave their own parties and merge with their parties, by adopting whatever measures. See, the mandate of the people have already been broken by somehow these political poaching exercise. You saw 2 MLAs from one new political party merging with the NPP. Then subsequently you saw 3 out of the remaining 4 of the MLAs of Congress INC merging. Then subsequently the remaining 1 also merging. So therefore, this whole modus operandi, which also ensures their political stability through political poaching, this is also part of the modus operandi, is justice denied. Therefore, I expect and I still have the hope in the overall wisdom of the judiciary that the Honorable Court will take cognizance of this and take recourse to a decision which should have its positive ramification to put a halt instantly. That is what is needed. And allow an independent inquiry. Now, the Commission of Inquiry Act 1952, we have had so many such inquiries. If the court is already having different methodologies of already collecting and compiling those instances of illegality that is taking place on a regular basis, one after another, you see that the committee headed by Justice Kataki, retired, is submitting. Now I think last report was 35. So 35. These reports are self-explanatory, reflecting the quantum of illegality. Therefore, what I'm saying is that every instance of such illegality of this scale must be segregated and separately tried in the court. Otherwise, another illegality will be there, this will be club and this will be again. So, it will not have an end. Illegality is allowed to continue so that this case doesn't end. So, is it not a modus operandi well designed and well predetermined plan? I have reasons to believe that it is a predetermined, well planned modus operandi that this can be done so long as they continue as long as in power. Therefore, what is important today is that if you want to put an end to this illegality, this government has to go. So long you allow this government, this illegality will continue. Mark my word. It has happened in the floor of the House repeated times when the attention of the government was drawn. How many times the Chief Minister himself, who is in charge of mining and geology, have with so much of confidence engaged in denial mode. How many times? Count. Go through the proceeding of the August House. Therefore, now what is the scope for the elected representatives? What is the scope of this August House? The August House does not have the scope of discussing this because the rule doesn't allow us. Therefore, People who are in authority knows it very well. So they're weaponizing their knowledge about the law. You know, if you look at the world, look at the mentality of the people, how many % of intelligent people weaponize their knowledge and intelligence to do harm and to benefit to self at the cost of, anything. This is how the usual human tendency of weaponizing knowledge and power. Now, therefore, having seen what is happening, I have reasons to believe that the people in authority do not have the intent to protect the interests of the state and protect the interests of the people. That is the most dangerous trend of this kind that we have witnessed in the state of Meghalaya. Never before. Never before. How many coke plants were given permission when there was no coal available? Who has given the permission? How many coke plants? Where are they going to get the coal as an ingredient, as a raw material? Is it not a well-planned, scripted modus operandi? It is. Now, therefore, if the ED has come up with those findings, okay, some trail of transaction, they should put a logical conclusion to those findings. Now, since those also indicate that this whole illegality in respect to illegal coal mining, their illegal storage, illegal transportation, and illegal sale is not confined within the boundary of the state. It has gone beyond the boundary of the state. Therefore, Government of India must take cognizance of this issue, and all these inquiries or whatever decision they have to make must be shouldered by Government of India. Because, having said this, after repeated reminder that the Section 21 of MMDR Act 1957 is a cognizable offense. Go through the section and all the subsections. It is a cognizable offense. So whose job it is to take cognizance? It is not the job of a common man. It is the job of people who are in authority. Now, if they have failed to take cognizance, they must be prosecuted. Because if they have not taken cognizance, that means it proves beyond reasonable doubt their well-determined intent to be complicit in the process of allowing this illegality to continue, for whatever reason. This is exactly what I say, isn't it? That the issue of this illegality is not confined within the borders. And also, please remember, the coal-related subject. Is it not under the Government of India? It is. It is. Therefore, state government and union government, they are both equally responsible. And that's the reason why I'm saying, even this Commission of Inquiry Act 1952, when the scope of inquiry, depending on the kind of illegality and crime which they are inquiring upon, goes beyond the boundary, it has to be appointed by Government of India. Yes. Now, you cannot say that, okay, Meghalaya has done, so I will not do. No, it is not. Because it goes beyond. Where is the coal being sold? Where is the coal being dumped? Is it not in Assam? Yes. Last ED raids, is it not across the state of Meghalaya and Assam? Yes. That means they already have the evidence, the leads. The leads have to be utilized to protect the interests of the state and the nation. Lest it become a kind of precedence for illegality to thrive, and you allow mafia to thrive and so see a disastrous future. Well, we cannot allow this disastrous future for our generation next.